Welcome to Happily Distracted. I'm Leyla. I put the HD in ADHD. Around here, distraction isn't the problem, it's the party. Welcome to Happily Distracted. I'm Leyla Phillip. I'm your host, and this is my podcast about relationships, making yourself better, and improving upon your life. Psych.
Wow. I feel honored to be the guest for that.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have the most amazing guest. It's Monya Phillip, my sister. Say hi to the audience.
Hi, audience.
Anywho, so actually, this is really just a podcast about your distractions because here, up in these woods and out on these streets, distractions aren't a problem. They're a party. So, Monia, what's your happy distraction today?
Well, I think in general, I'm always very happily distracted by design and architecture. That's a constant. That's a constant in my life. That's a thread. I will always want to do a project. I will always want to redecorate, renovate, uh, do something with design, learn about design. I'm always happily distracted by that. My side distraction,
Yeah.
yeah, probably reality television.
There, there you have it. So, what you don't know about my sister is she's incredibly amazing, but she's a lawyer, which I always think is so cool because there's no way I was ever going to study that way. When I was little, I was like, I'm going to be a lawyer and I'm going to run for Congress.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to, I would never have wanted to do the work to do that because I don't like reading. So, that would have never worked. But I always admire Monia because she is so smart. And the fact that she's good at design too, like she has visual spatial sense. She decorated my whole house. Like it's amazing. But when it comes to reality television, what I really like is the fact that you like reality television. So I feel like, you know, it's a different intellectual branch.
Right. I think that I definitely had to come to it, right? No, we were the early adopters of reality television with MTV, right?
Yes, we
So,
were. That's a good point.
what was it in MTV? Cribs, but what was the main one?
Yeah,
The
but
Real World,
oh, we were the very let's face it,
right?
we were the very first to watch it.
Yes, because we were in college during that time. I was in
I
college
was in
during The
high
Real
school. We're
World,
17 months apart.
right? So you were in high school. I was in
Yeah,
college. That was like a parallel of our lives.
you're so right.
So that was my first entree into reality TV. Fast forward a ton of years, and this thing called um, Housewives, the Housewives series comes out. And I, in that phase of my life, was still like a real intellectual. And I was
I'm a re
I was actually
I'm a
smart.
real
Yeah,
intellectual.
I was actually smart. And I still read books like ridiculous amounts.
Yeah?
And I definitely look down upon that version of reality TV. Like, what? This Housewives? It's just drivel. It's complete nonsense. Who could like it? Why would you like it? Fast forward to children, and children made my life so busy that reading became secondary, unfortunately, which is weird. I know some people still hung on to reading. I'm getting back into it, but then I think I needed a quicker fix, right? For
Okay.
entertainment, something I could come in and out of without a big deal. And reality TV, like the Housewives things, kind of fills that void. Now, sometimes it's still annoying and
It's still annoying.
right, and drivel and certain things I can't watch.
Right, right, I get
But
it.
for the most part, it does. It kind of like it entertains you with something you don't have to think about ever again when you turn the TV off.
Except the point is that we actually think about it. We literally call each other and I'm like, "Did you see this episode?" And I'll be driving home from work and we'll spend an hour, and sometimes more than that. And one time my husband was like, "Who are you guys talking about?" I'm like, "We're talking about Wendy from Real Housewives of Potomac." And he's like, "Oh my god, I thought you guys were talking about relatives or friends." And I'm like, "Yeah, no, we're not." Like, we're really, really into it. But I have to say, I think it's funny that you said that you don't read as much because I think you read a lot. Like, you always have books at your house. You have books on your table that aren't for show. You actually read them. And then, like, you'll tell people, "Oh, I read that book," or, "Oh, I did this." And I'm at the state I don't even fake it. I'm like, I never read the book, but tell me about it."
Yeah,
But
but I used to read multiple books. Like I could read multiple books a week. I mean, and I'm all fiction. There's no nonfiction in my life. It's
Right,
all fiction. So
right.
I could read multiple books a week. I could read a book in 2 days, 1 day, no problem at all. Now I can't do that. It takes me weeks to read 1 book, and that's so embarrassing.
It's probably
I
menopause.
think it's my attention span, which is definitely worse because of the social media and that kind of stuff.
Mm, because of the distractions.
Yes, because of all the distractions, which, by the way, I'm not even on Instagram. I'm not on Facebook anymore. I don't have TikTok.
Yeah, I have
So
to send her all my videos that I create just so she can see them and laugh, or she says, "You really shouldn't post that," and when
yeah.
she says that, I post it anyway because I know the video is really good and pushes the limits, do you know what I mean? But honestly, when I think about reading, let's go back to our childhood. So, my mom is so smart, total intellectual, and we had to read a lot growing up.
Yeah,
Like
I didn't notice it as we had to read a lot because I wanted to. So it was like, this was fun for me. I was a total geek, and that was
yeah,
yeah,
and not so
that
much.
was heaven for me to just, like,
Right.
have a box of books and read and go to the library every Friday. That was amazing. I loved that.
Yeah, like, we would have, like, swim team, and we'd do all this fun stuff, and then mom would be like, "Okay, now's your reading time." So we had bunk beds, and we'd go up to the room, and Monya would get all comfortable and read her books, and I would just be tossing and turning, and I was like, "I'm about to read just the back of the book." When my mom comes in the room and asks me about it, "Just watch." And she'd be like, "No, Layla, you gotta read it. I don't want you to get in trouble." She was my biggest advocate. Like, Monya always wanted me to do the right thing, and I was like, "I don't know what to tell you, sister. I ain't reading the fucking book. Period. End of
I think
story."
at 7 you used those exact words.
I did.
No, did
I
you?
did. No, I don't know. I didn't cuss yet.
Not no.
No, I just do it a lot now. But then my mom would come in and she'd ask us about the books. She'd ask us like reading comprehension questions, and I would get I would get answers right initially because you can like get that from a summary from the back. But then I would just all hell would break loose, and she'd be like, "You're lying. Did you read the book?" And I'd be like, "I swear, ask Monya." And she'd be like, "Mom, she didn't read the book." And I'd be like, "I didn't read the book." So I couldn't get a pair of OP shorts for the summer. Big deal. I was willing to sacrifice that. I didn't really care. But I love that no, like, we do have that in common with watching reality shows. I think what I laugh about sometimes is that we get so distracted with the shows that we do watch that we end up like honing in on like characters, but we really hone in on the behavior of the characters.
Yeah.
And then we start describing like what should be done and how things should be corrected and what the solution is. So I feel in some way with being happily distracted with these things, we still bring in some intellect to our discussions on our drive home from work.
Yeah, I mean, or just opinions.
You think it's yeah, you know what? It is totally that's true.
I
It
think
is
it's just our opinion of what they're doing and the cut that we're seeing and how we would handle the situation differently, and that's why I think I mean, I have seen a trend of housewives getting more and more trivial
yeah, yeah.
and less I guess less, adult, right? Like, these grown women are happy and volunteering to go to very low depths, with their friends,
Yeah,
and I just I don't again, I'm still watching. I'm
right.
watching less, I would say,
I
because
yeah.
I don't enjoy when they're just having fights or they're tearing people down.
Because then honestly, it's not fun, and what
It's not fun.
happens is it almost feels like I'm on Facebook
Ri
having, like, arguments with people I don't know or people that I do know, and I'm like, "Look, we don't even agree on anything. I don't know why we're even having this discussion."
Right, I mean, I watch the show for the friendships. So,
Yeah,
I like those women and the women having friends, and they're friends with each other, and they do cool things, they go on fun trips, they're freaking hilarious, they're laughing, they're
yeah.
playing, they're doing fun things. I don't like it when one person becomes the target, and then everybody else has to attack the target, and it's, like, weird.
Yeah, I think honestly, in terms of friendships, we all know, like, these friendships are kinda put together with casting. What bothers me is I'm at that stage now for some reason, as much as I love those shows and watch all of them, I don't feel so great when they're being so rude to each other because I almost get triggered because 'cause I'm like, "I would never treat somebody that way."
Yeah, I
And so
think
then that's when the fun meter
goes
isn't
down.
it goes down,
Well,
right?
it
But
I think the women think that they get more attention with the negativity. I mean, it's typical, right? Like they always say with kids,
Yeah.
reward them for their positive behavior because if you don't, they will think that the bad behavior is what they're getting rewarded for, right?
It all depends on your personality.
Okay.
I mean,
Well,
I could act up and people were like, "You know what? We're gonna go get you a Slurpee." Not my parents, but everybody else who thought I was cute.
yeah, but but I'm saying that is what is happening, I think, with housewives. So, the more drama that is created, those women maybe get a higher position in the
Yeah.
hierarchy of the show next season. So then somebody comes back and they're like, "Well, I'm gonna be a big bag bitch
Right.
too."
Like,
And
they're
then
like
yeah,
yeah, they're like, "Oh, she's having a good
I can see
season."
that on Potomac right now. I know I'm horrible at the names of these women.
Okay, that's okay, I can help you out.
Okay, so it's the woman who is she was wearing a crown. She's
Stacy?
not Stacy. She's friend with I forgot whose friend she was, but she had that boyfriend last year and that she like was gonna get married to, and
Kiana,
is that her name? Okay.
something with a K.
She's a beautiful girl.
Yes, yes,
She was
yes.
always really, really classy, but not
Yes.
like fake classy.
Right.
Like that's just who she is. She's a classy, kind, independent person.
So she's being authentically herself the
Correct.
first year of the show,
But then she comes back this season
and she
and she wants to sit down and confront everybody about everything. And I'm like,
right.
where's that coming? Like, who's that? But I think it's like, oh, wait, I saw somebody get rewarded for confronting people. So she may not even be knowing that she's doing that, but that's what she's doing. So now she's like, why did you say,
Or like,
she
"Why
doesn't
didn't
use
you
that
say
voice.
hi to me?" Like,
Yeah.
"Why didn't you"
I walked in.
"Why did you not
Why
say
did you
nobody"
not?
Yeah,
Yeah,
girl.
that was not the voice she used. She kind of
It
was just,
wasn't, but she said, "When I was at this thing, I walked in, you didn't acknowledge me, you didn't say hi to me. I didn't like that." And I was just like, "That's weird. Why are we coming in so hot?"
who does that? Like,
Ex
imagine going to a party to
r
celebrate your friend's divorce. And so
right.
then you're like, I need to talk to you to another friend. And you literally tell a third party you need to leave because I need to have a discussion with her. And then when she sits down, what you say is, last year on May 3rd, I was at an event and I walked by you and you didn't stop what you were doing and say hi. And also, you got a award for something. And when you were on stage, you didn't thank me.
While you were giving a speech in
Yeah,
the
that,
middle.
okay, that doesn't even make sense. So
No, that's
now,
weird.
yeah, it's weird.
Like, what friend would do that? Of my friends, I would never do that. First of all, I don't think that
Leyla,
way.
last week when I was walking by, you didn't say hi. I didn't say hi either, but you didn't say hi. So therefore, I'm going to confront you about it 3 months from now.
And I'm gonna do it at your mother's funeral
Right.
because there's no better time than to confront people at major events,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah,
Because
yeah,
that's what we do for Housewives. So
yeah, yeah.
so that part of it, I'm like, who would do that? Or let's
I want them to stop that. I want to
okay,
call Andy and say, Andy,
stop that.
you've got, yeah, tell the women to stop it. Please continue to have fun, grow businesses, look
I love when they're with
beautiful,
their children.
get bad plastic surgery. Please do all of
Fuck up
those
your
things.
filler.
Do all of those things. Wear crazy
Yeah,
outfits.
yeah, yeah, that's fun.
Please do that. Go on trips, get drunk, fall in the pool. Like, just do that stuff.
Right. And I love and then have those like real moments when you guys are when you do what I call true friendship
Yes,
moments.
when you laugh from your belly,
Yes,
right?
because that's what we do, and I'm not even a real housewife. I'm
Right,
a
right,
real Layla.
right. We laugh from our belly, and that's what you do with your real friends. You
Right.
don't spend time confronting them.
Nor do you talk about them.
No.
You know what I love though about the housewives is when they're like, "You know what? I don't know how I hope in front of a camera, y'all. I hope this doesn't get back to her.
Right, famous last words.
Honey, we're in the middle of a restaurant with 5 cameras on us, and
It's going
I
to get back to her.
I'm gonna have to tell you about this."
Right. By
Or
the way, you're going to be the one to tell her. So, you know
right.
who's famous for that?
Who?
She's on Orange County. She has a child who may or may not be autistic.
Emily.
She may or may
Oh
not
god,
know if he
Emily's a
may or may
yeah,
not
it's like
be
a she's a
autistic.
shit stirrer, pot stirrer.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a
She's famous for being like,
I
I
have
was
to
at a slumber party. And at the slumber party, which we were just having fun like girls and having a fun slumber party, somebody asked a question, because you know how slumber parties are. You always do like a thing where you're like, now, if you had 5,000, 5,000 cars, which one would you get? You ask stupid questions.
yeah.
So they posed a stupid question. Of our friendship group, who do you trust the least? They come up with a name.
I mean,
Yeah. They come up with the name, whatever that name
Right.
is. Now
Yeah.
that should have stayed until everybody rewatched the show and saw that
Like at the reunion.
right, that interaction take place.
Yeah, yeah, for
Nobody
sure.
none of the 3 women who were there should have gone back to the person and said, "Oh, we had a discussion, we had a fun conversation. One of the questions was, and you were the answer."
Right, because now
That's
we
what
know that
Emily
you're
did.
talking
And by
about
the
the
way,
person.
Emily also said the person.
Right.
Right, but then she volunteered
Other
that
people
somebody else
else did
said the
it.
person.
So then right.
Just stick with yourself,
So
Emily.
that's becoming a script, though, on
Right.
these shows, and I
Yeah.
think eventually, as I mean, I love them, but eventually, I'm like, "Cut the shit," because I think something that sometimes totally annoys me, because I always care about people's feelings, so I don't like
Yeah.
when somebody says something mean about somebody,
And then
and
somebody
then that
repeats it.
person's friend goes to them and said, "They said that you were ugly
Yes.
or that
Yes.
your
Let's just
your
clear that
house
up right
was
now.
dirty." Like,
Let's just say,
okay, well, yeah, what do it.
friends, women, countrymen, lend me your
Lend me
ears.
your ears. I come to bury Caesar.
Not to praise him. The good that men
Et
do
tu,
lives after
Brutes?
them.
Clearly, my mother was an English teacher.
The evil, yeah, is no, the evil that men do lives after them. The good is often turned in their bones. This is not related to what I'm about to say.
But we're just we're talking about the stuff we did as a child.
Okay. So, but what I am about to say is everyone should know there is a key tenet of friendship. And that key tenet is if someone tells you something negative and mean or unattractive about your friend, you don't need to repeat that to your friend. There's no
No.
obligation to make your friend feel bad about
It's
something.
because I always say, "What is your number 1,
What is the goal?
what is your goal,
Right.
and what do you think the outcome
It's
is
going to
going
be.
to be?"
It's going to be negative. It's going to make the person you've just told this horrible information about sad,
Angry?
angry, embarrassed. It could be any number of
Exactly.
things. So, like, that should be a rule that we can use from childhood through adulthood. Don't repeat negative things about people. Like, you're not helping them. And it always comes as a helping, right?
Like,
Like,
they're always like, "I need you to know this.
yes, you
So
need
and
to
so
know.
said that you were ugly, your house sucked, and you're a horrible decorator.
Yeah.
But it's important for me to tell you this because I wanna be honest with you about what was said."
Right. And you're like, really?
Come on,
Yes.
like, can you imagine? Like, seriously, can you imagine if your friend came up to you and did that? I'd be like, "Okay, first of all, my house isn't like that. Why did she say" like, and then you're, like, by yourself, and you're like, "They were all talking about me, and now I feel horrible."
Right. So I think that's the first rule of friendship is you don't need to repeat negative things to your friend that other people have said.
Okay, we're gonna add that because we're gonna write to Bravo and tell them we need some changes.
Yeah.
So these are the changes that
Let's
we
do the
are
second one.
demanding.
The second one that we demand.
Is what?
Let's say you think your friend lied about something that, by the way, is not even related to your life. So
Oh
you don't
yeah.
need to actually know the truth of it because it's not your life.
Okay, so give an example of what
My
you're referring
example is
to.
Stacy, who
Stacy's on
who
Potomac
did or did not hire someone to portray her boyfriend
on the show.
last season.
Fake boyfriend
Right.
hired a fake boyfriend for the show.
We don't know that.
No, we don't.
No, no. But that's the accusation. The
Yes.
accusation by her friends is that she hired a fake friend. How did they get this information? The fake boyfriend told the husbands of the other women.
And then somebody else who
And so they were like,
whatever.
"Oh my god, I got information. I have information. It's that you had a fake boyfriend." You know what I
And
mean?
you
Like,
paid him to be on the show
right. So let's say that information is brought to her during
during a divorce.
the reunion.
Oh, the reunion.
Yeah,
Yes,
during the
yes.
reunion, it was brought to her attention that this is information is out there. So she denies it. Okay.
Right?
They spend the beginning of this new season confronting her about that.
Like it's the storyline for those of you who are listening and don't watch these shows.
Right. So when she comes to like a party, a little gathering of the women, they're seeing each other for the first time. Again, they say to her, "Hey, we went to another party and somebody else gave us receipts about the fact that you did, in fact, have a fake boyfriend." And she's like, "I'm standing in my truth. I didn't have a fake boyfriend." So again, she has established what she is going to tell you as the truth. That point, it's done.
But it's also not your business.
Well, that's what I'm saying. First of all, it's not your business. Okay. So you've already done the confrontation. So you've got the points for the show. Okay.
Right, right,
Now
right.
she has said, this is my truth. At that point, leave it alone. But they are fighting her so badly on it. They're like, at the next time they see her, they're like, no, tell us the truth.
And this and, like, Ashley, she's like this nosy girl on Potomac, and she's so into it, but I'm like, "Why are you pushing someone to tell you the truth?
But
How
by
does
the
it
way, she
affect
has
your
told you
life?
what she said is the truth.
So let it
So
go."
again, that's my other point. And this happens on multiple of the shows. The
Yeah,
person tells you what they say is the truth, whether or not it's the truth.
right.
And at that point, there's nothing for you to do.
So what would a good so what would a good friend do?
I
What would
would,
that look
as a
like?
good friend, I would probably, let's say I confronted my friend. I don't know why,
You
but I said, you have a fake boyfriend. And
Right.
then my friend was like, no, I don't know what he told you, but he's not my fake boyfriend. He was my real boyfriend. I'm no longer dating him. And I would say, oh, okay. Well, that's it. Like, I'm done.
Yeah, like
But I don't need to. If my friend is my friend, first of all, there's girl code. Let's do
yeah,
girl code.
yeah.
So, girl code is I'm going to trust and defend my friend, my girlfriend. Her boyfriend, who is not my friend.
He's dead to us.
Right, exactly. I don't care if you paid him. I don't care what happened.
My friend Lance was like, "They're dead to me."
Yeah, they're dead to me.
Yeah, and by the way, we take sides for our friends
Exactly. You take
because
sides.
that man don't mean anything to me,
That's
but my
right.
friend does.
And his weird haircut, by the way.
And by the way, if my friend's lying, we will deal with that, but I'm never gonna do that in front of other people,
No.
and I'll also understand
Do I need to
that
deal with
maybe
it?
she needs to that's what I'm saying,
Because
that
I didn't have to, I'm not sleeping with him. I never slept with
but that's
him.
what I'm saying.
I don't care about
I
him.
don't even need to deal with
I
it
don't need
because
to deal
I
with
just
it.
care I wanna make sure my friend is cared for, is loved,
Yes,
and I'm
and
here, I'll
supported.
meet you where you are.
Otherwise, you're not her friend.
No, you're a
But
bitch
then they're accusing her of not being their friend because she
because she
won't
doesn't tell
confess
right.
to this lie that they think she's told
But here's what I find fascinating is that when people do that, and I'm sure I mean, I don't it's gotta happen, I don't know,
in real life.
in real life, but if it
I
does,
mean, they are real life.
yeah, they are real life because you have a choice. You can go on and not be that way. If
Yes.
that's who you are, that's who you are.
Yes.
But I think, well, aren't you well, what
They're bullies, kind of.
but it becomes bullying and it becomes like there's no accountability, and also it's like
For the bullying, there's no
there's no
accountability for the but
accountability
they
for
keep,
it.
but they're under the guise of accountability for the friend. So they keep saying to Stacy,
That's my dog.
"You're not accountable. You're not we're holding
Uh,
you accountable." And what are you holding her accountable to? It's her life,
Exactly.
right? She didn't
And
lie to you about
but
something having to
also
do with
she's
your
not
life.
accountable to them.
That's what I'm saying.
Like I'm like they pay her bills?
No.
Do they go to sleep at night and think about what Stacy's doing, what she's having for breakfast?
No.
Then they should shut the fuck up
Yeah, and if Andy, who owned the show, I think, or
or
runs the
just
show, he's the
whatever.
producer. If he wants to say, "Listen, we found out that you paid your boyfriend and we don't wanna have you on the show anymore," that's his business,
Right.
but it has nothing to do with the friendship. So they
Right.
need to let it go because now it's just appearing that they're being mean. Oh, so that's one thing. So the first thing we said was, you don't tell your friend bad things that other people say about them. The second
Yes.
thing is
Don't do that to
you
your friends.
support your friend over their ex-boyfriend.
Okay, yes, and I mean, I got another one. Or
I
you have one.
No, I'm about to get to the third thing.
Go for it, I'll have a fourth.
This is about what they're doing with Stacey about her breath
Oh, yeah, they're telling yeah, they're literally on camera
at a party.
at a party telling her she has bad breath, but then they're talking about it as if it's a storyline, and then when they go into, like, what is it, the green room or their confessionals, they're like, "Oh, her breath stinks." Do you know how embarrassing that is to do to a friend? I would never do that, and I
No.
hope that there aren't people out there who
I
would
think this, yeah,
do that.
there are, probably lots of 4th grade boys that may do that to someone,
Good
or
point.
4th grade girls. I'm not gonna
Good
it's not
point, or just
based on any gender.
yeah,
But
good point.
that's a young person's, attack, right? It's not
Yes,
good. It should never be done. But that
absolutely.
you know that it's common that people, bully people for smelling different.
Right,
Right?
right,
Whether, I mean, maybe they come from a different culture and their food smells different to
right.
you, and you bully them
But
because you're
watching
like, "Oh, your lunch was
grown-ass
weird."
women in their 50s, 40s do this to somebody
That's crazy.
is just I mean, it's got to stop,
It's gotta stop.
and I don't understand it.
No.
So
So that's the third thing.
right, so this is
So
a
you
lesson.
if
Today's is on friendships.
If the person's your friend or not your friend, you don't call them out in a public setting about a bodily odor.
And then keep talking about it to other people.
Yeah, that's really
It's
disgusting.
really, really rude, and it makes you, honestly,
Not like the
a
people who are
bully
doing
and a
it.
bitch
Yeah, it makes you not
because
like the people who are doing it.
I d totally. Like, Giselle, come on, girl. You are queen of that. Like, Giselle,
Yeah.
whatever her name is, and I'm
The
like,
thing is, I think Giselle is, like, so beautiful, so smart,
but she's always
so
doing she's
classy,
messy.
but it's not even messy because
Shady?
she's not. Yes, but I think she knows she's shady. I
Yeah,
mean,
I mean, that's her
she does,
shtick.
but I think that she's she has, like, first of all, her girls are amazing,
Yeah,
right?
no, but I love seeing her when she's with her
And they're
kids and all
so
that.
classy and smart, and they know that this behavior is not okay, and she
Right.
knows this
And
behavior
all
is
the
not
kids
okay.
do,
Yeah,
right.
she knows it's not okay, and so I don't they don't need to do it. We will watch your show. We love you. We think you're amazing.
Totally.
We don't need to see you be mean to someone. That
No.
that we don't need.
No, because like, when they show people who on the show where they're, like, supporting each other or someone's going through a
It
hardship,
makes you feel really
I'm like,
good.
"Oh my god," and I like, you like and then we'll call each other and be like, "Did you see how so and so was? That was awesome." Like, that's what I'd want someone to do for me if I was in that situation or because that's, like, real life. I think the 4th thing that I think is important when I watch those shows that does get on my nerves is the way they deliver apologies.
You mean don't apologize?
Yes, or if they do, they always have what is it when an apology has,
A
"You
but
made me angry, but you did this," or also even how they accept apologies
they
because
don't.
people
They don't know.
they don't accept them. So, number 1, when you give an apology, don't give it unless you truly mean it.
Yeah,
And unless it can't be tied to somebody else's actions as an excuse as to why you acted a certain way.
right.
Right? So you should be like, "I'm totally sorry. I should have never said that about you."
I think this is a good
And
time to
that's
talk
it.
about the fact that you are apologizing for how you made the person feel.
Yeah, that's really what it is.
That's what you're apologizing for, and
Or
what
if I made you I hate this one. I'm sorry if I made you feel like you were less than.
that's not right.
That is the worst
You
apology.
because what you're saying is I'm controlling. I think I control how my actions made you feel. And
Yeah.
that's something I learned a long time ago that my if someone is saddened by how I treated them,
Mhm.
if someone is
Yeah.
that I can't say to them, "Well, I didn't do it to make you feel sad," because I made them feel sad.
Perception,
So
yeah.
does it matter? Yeah, their perception of what
Is
happened
is there
is
is
their
there
reality.
reality?
Yeah, it's not me. So I need to then apologize and say, "I am so sorry that you are sad. I am sorry that you're sad, and
Yes.
I will never do that thing again."
Thank you, I'm glad. Please don't do that to me. It just sounded so good, I just wanted to receive it.
Right, but that you don't wanna say to someone, "Well, I'm sorry that you feel sad from what I did,
Right,
and that I didn't mean to make you feel that way."
yeah, it's the worst.
Like, get rid of that part of it.
So that's okay, so we gotta take that out of the housewives. We're just into
Okay, the bad apologies.
the bad apologies. I would say this,
Where
and
you're
I
blaming the person you're apologizing to
for
for
you
how they
for
feel about it.
right. Oh, yeah, like yes, that's a good one. Blaming the person you're saying sorry to because they are incredibly upset and hurt.
Right. That's wrong.
That's wrong.
That's not what you're supposed to do.
That's got to stop,
Yeah.
and if you're listening, if you've ever done that, just go ahead and
Right.
stop
Stop
that
doing that.
immediately.
Stop doing that.
On a shady note, I think, because I think that sometimes, to be honest, they're so materialistic that their clothes are so many labels all at once that I just don't find it attractive.
Okay, this is totally not related to
Okay,
friendship.
but whatever.
This is
I
related
mean, they
to
could do what they want, but let me just say
yeah.
but guess what? I get to watch.
Okay, well, let's talk about that then.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's talk about
We can be shady
the
too.
fake hair,
Yeah.
the makeup.
It's a lot.
No one needs that much makeup.
No.
Not these, and all of the women are beautiful
They
on
are
all of
all
the
are
shows. They're all
gorgeous.
gorgeous.
All
They don't
gorgeous.
need that
Different
much
types of
makeup.
looks.
They don't
Right.
need that much makeup.
Do they always need glam teens?
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I mean, when I get on the show, because 'cause I'll probably start out as a friend of.
Okay, who would you be friends with?
I don't know, 'cause I don't even know anybody. Plus, I don't know, whatever. I would stir some shit up.
No, you
No,
wouldn't.
I totally wouldn't, and that's
No.
probably what would stir shit up,
Right, right,
is
not
that I
stirring
wouldn't
shit
and
up.
that I don't like, I don't care about if I have
Well, let's
10
just talk
Birkin
about that
bags
right now because
and
I think
10 Chanel
it's
bags,
fundamental to who
because we
you
all know I
are
look good no matter what
as a
anyway.
person. Like, you have a strong sense of justice,
Oh, yeah.
and you've had that since you were a little kid.
Oh, yeah, when I was little and they were like, they were versus, like, a minor sense of justice, but remember they were, like, dismissing us?
Oh, this is not justice, but
I know, but,
this
like,
is just hilarious.
yeah, it was like they're like, "If you have on a red socks today," or whatever it
I think
was,
this speaks more to your organizational skills, your ability to rally people to get to do what you want them to do.
that I never really thought I
It
had
really
that.
wasn't justice.
Well, here's the thing. When she said, "What if you have brown on?"
So we went to Montessori. So the
Yes.
teachers would you're in a circle like at the end of like before you go to lunch. And in her class, this is in the elementary, like the really lower elementary class. So you
Yeah, oh, I was little.
yeah, like 5, 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. 5 or 6. I think you were 5. You weren't in 1st grade
I
yet
maybe didn't
because the
wanna go to
1st grade classroom was
yeah,
the
I
next
kicked and
classroom.
screamed every day going to school.
But that was anxiety.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we'll talk about that.
She's so good to me.
So so you were probably 5, kindergarten, and the teacher every day in your class dismissed based on a color you were wearing.
Yeah,
So she would
it's
say, "All the
fine.
kids who wore red or all the kids who wear yellow, stand up and you can go get
Recess.
your lunchbox. And now all the kids who wear orange." So you organized all the children who were brown in the class. You said, "When the teacher says everyone wearing brown,
That was wild.
we are all gonna stand up and go get our lunch because we are brown."
That was
So
hilarious.
clearly, we qualify. So that was more of
That
an
wasn't justice.
that
That was
that
just
wasn't justice, it was more of an
right,
organizational
and getting people involved in my shenanigans.
right.
You know what I mean?
You were
That's
showing leadership at a young age.
yes.
But no, you do have a strong sense of justice, a strong sense of what is right and wrong, and
Absolutely.
that was something you never stood by when we were young. If somebody was being bullied or
Oh,
something was happening, you were not the one to stand by. You were
mm-mm.
the one to go and stop that.
I did not play.
You do
I
not
saw it,
play.
I could see it from across from I actually look back at that and I think, I knew I had that power.
Yeah.
Does that make
I
sense?
remember another example, you had a young we were in at this point, we were in upper elementary. So we were in, like, the 4th through 6th grade class,
Uh-huh.
and you had a friend who was telling you that she was being molested,
Yes.
and you said, "We have to tell someone." It was like her cousin or something, her older
Yes.
male cousin,
And every day she would tell me a story.
and you said, "No, we have to tell
I
someone.
remember
We are
that.
going to tell someone." And she was like, "No, we can't tell anyone." And you guys were young. I think you were 4th and 5th grade.
Yeah, we were really young.
And you said, "No, we're gonna tell someone." So you brought her to the headmistress, that's what we called the head of the
Yeah, I marched
school,
we kinda marched down there.
and you said, I have something to tell you." And
Yeah.
you told I think you told the story.
I did, and then she spoke, and I actually remember walking away, and then
Mm,
she stayed
mhm.
to deliver the rest of the story. It was and I
But that's a strong sense of justice for a young person
oh,
who
yeah.
had no experience with
And
that.
I just remember saying, "We've got to say something," and I never told my mom or
No,
anything
yeah.
about that.
And we didn't have any experience
I
with
didn't have any
anything like that.
training with anything like
No,
that. Like, I
no
didn't have any there
training.
was no commercials or
No,
there's no, like,
no.
if someone touches you inappropriately, these are the steps you
They
take,
didn't have that in the '70s,
you
no,
know?
no.
But I think about, like,
So that was just that's within you, a strong sense of justice.
oh, yeah, I remember when I asked dad to take me to school early because this girl named Stacy was bullying this other little kid and at the, like, pre-daycare, not pre-daycare, like, the daycare before you go to school,
Mhm.
before school, and I was like, "Alright, I got this, I'm done." And I remember I begged to go to school early, and I knew as soon as dad dropped me off, I was like, "I'm gonna get this." Now, I did resort to violence, but I pushed her and I was like, "Don't bother her again. Don't," because she was telling her stuff like, "I'm gonna lock you up. Like, I'm gonna put you in this thing." And Janet was so scared she would cry all the time about it. And I was like, "I'm done. I'm gonna take care of this. Point. Let me know who's doing it." And I remember dad dropped me off. I walked up because it was like that ramp. You act like that ramp's so long
It
and
was long, a
tall,
long sidewalk.
but I was prepared. I was prepared that day, and I knew what I was gonna do, and I remember I pushed her and I said, "I'm gonna tell you this right now. Stop doing this to her. Stop scaring her." And then guess what? Everything was fine, and me and Stacy became good
I
friends.
remember that. That's when you became good
And I
friends with
remember when I
Stacey?
pushed her, I remember like this, and she went, I go, "Stop doing that to Janet. You got to stop." And that was it. But I also have never, like, regardless of the crowd, and I always wish this for my children. I think I definitely instilled this in them, but like, I don't care who the crowd is. I don't care who's popular. I do not care. You stand up for somebody
Yes.
and you speak up.
Yes.
And if you see somebody who's at recess or in gym class and no one's picking them, you better pick them first.
Right.
Period.
Yeah.
And I used to be like, and I remember the kids would be like, "Oh, so and so, they're not cool," like in junior high, or they get their clothes from Kmart. And I was like, "Oh, that's so awesome." Because you know what? I just invited her over to my house and she's coming over for a sleepover. And everybody's like, "She is?" I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Oh, wow. Oh, we really like her." And I was like, "Mm-hmm." But I never had the other person feel they never knew I did those things.
Right. Right.
But I don't know where it came
Well,
from.
I think it came from my mom. Our
Yeah.
mom, she was
Yeah.
really into that. Like, she showed us what was right and what was wrong, but
Yeah.
I think you also just had a strong sense of that.
Yeah, I did, and I always knew if someone was left out, and I could not handle it.
Yeah.
And even as an adult, I'm still the same way. I'm learning to conserve my energy and show up more for myself, but I always knew that, and I have emotional intelligence. I have incredible emotional intelligence. But when it comes to people's feelings and just being included,
Mhm.
that's a no-brainer, and I attract other people who are the same way.
Right, who feel
And
strongly
so
about
it's
those things.
so, like, wonderful for me because 'cause I'm like, "Oh my god, you're just like me," but I realize, like, I wouldn't be able to stay friends with someone who
Who
wasn't
wasn't like
like that,
that. Yeah.
because that's just not even my moral compass.
Right.
Like, I always found it odd when people cared about, like, what somebody wore or if their clothes were expensive, like, those things, that's weird to me,
Mm.
and so maybe I like watching Housewives and they have, like, fabulous things and stuff like that, but
They
at
do.
my core, I don't really care.
Right, it's not it doesn't form the basis of a friendship.
Right. So it's like, I would love to see someone like myself be on the show and just wear my same old clothes that I wear that I think I look amazing in
Yes, and also maybe stick up for the person who's being picked on.
and stick up yes, and be like,
Say,
"Come
"That's
on."
not right.
Yeah, it's just not cool.
That's not what
So,
we do."
but, it's funny that you say that. So, we are 17 months apart,
Yes,
and we're very different.
correct.
Correct.
I mean,
That was a quick one.
these are facts.
No, we are. We're very different. So, like, I am incredibly ADHD, and I honestly, we didn't really know about it growing up. We knew I was different.
I mean, yeah, I don't think that yeah.
So, people always ask her, my husband asked her when he first met her, "Hey, Monya, what was it like growing up with Leyla?" And so, I'll ask you for the audience to get to know a little bit more about me, a little bit more about you. What was it like growing up with me as your sister?
I mean, I always say to people, like, I wouldn't know anything else because you are only 17 months apart from me, and we have 2 older siblings, but they're I think at the closest is, like, 3 years older than
Yeah.
me. So, I don't really know an existence where we weren't a pair.
Yeah, yeah,
So
exactly.
so I that we're different, I think it didn't really I don't really know that I mean, I guess I just accepted that you were this way. You had a lot of energy.
Yeah.
You weren't able to maybe focus on certain things. Like I remember we did ballet and I loved ballet and I loved how particular ballet is and how everything has to be
Yes, she
beautiful and
did.
perfect and I loved all of that. And you would show up to ballet in a t-shirt and basically like you would not you wouldn't wear a leotard?
No, I like
I didn't
underwear
understand that. But
and undershirt.
you would wear an undershirt
It was my protest
with your tights and then your ballet shoes,
because
and
I didn't give a shit about ballet.
and I was very confused, but it wasn't I would never be like, "Oh my
Why is
god,
my
I'm embarrassed my sister
right,
is
exactly.
wearing a t-shirt in ballet,"
You just be like,
when she should have a leotard on. So
right.
that was very normal to me that, like, Layla would be doing things that were going to be different.
Right, that's
then
really cool.
and it would be okay. And as you get older, people would bring things to me that Layla was doing differently, and I would always be like, "And what the fuck you wanna do about it?" Like,
Right, because she is
"Are
fiercely
you"
protective over
like,
me.
"Yeah, what are you saying? 'Cause you're no" whatever it
Right,
was.
fiercely
I was
protective.
like, "That's my sister, so I don't really think this is gonna go the way you think it's gonna go."
Right, because like, loyalty is no joke.
Yeah.
I know, I think, like, my memories of a lot of times is, like, on Saturday I couldn't like, Saturday mornings were so awesome because I knew we were gonna eat, like, cornflakes and put sugar in them because my dad had the sugar and my mom wouldn't let us have it, and I just remember being like, because I couldn't wait to eat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I
You were
woke
a
up
big eater.
I was a big eater, and it's all I mean, I was a skinny kid.
Yes, but you ate a lot.
Thank God, because I ate a
You would eat
lot.
a
It was
Big Mac,
wild.
remember when
I would get a Big Mac, milkshake, large fries,
and eat it
and
all.
eat it all, and I wasn't even full.
Yeah.
It was weird, but it all makes sense now. But I remember, like, waking up and being like, "Monya," and it was like 6 a.m. on a Saturday. I'd be like, "Are you up? Monya, are you up? Wake up. Are you up?" And she was like, "I'm up." And I kinda think it's funny because you're always up, but I realize you're always up because my ass woke you up.
Right, right. Right,
You know what I mean?
I
So
was never up, but I was willing to the minute I wasn't, like, gonna turn over and be like, "Oh my god, why are you waking me up?"
right,
I
right.
automatically was like, "Let's go," and we would have fun and hang out in the mornings
Oh,
before mom and dad got up,
I know, those are such
and
beautiful days, but, I mean, I'm not gonna be like one of those people who's like, that's before we had internet,"
but it is.
but it is.
Yeah,
And
and
we would
no television.
no, and we would pretend that, what was my name? You were Julie, what was my name? We wanted like, we all I think did we
I
think
don't
they
it
were
wasn't
white girl
our names.
names?
Our names were the same, those were our children.
Are you
Yes,
sure?
we always pretended that we had kids, like, our kids, and our
See
daughter's name would, like, be
or
Julie.
Jennifer,
Yeah, or Jennifer,
right?
something like and I
Because
think it
my name's Leyla and her name's Monya,
yeah.
which is West Indian Trinidadian.
Maybe that was
I
our
thought I thought it was a
it
Jennifer.
was us, we pretended to be other people.
Yeah,
Okay,
and,
you're
like,
right, you're
I don't
right.
and God, we were so good, like, we literally would spend, like, hours doing that.
Yeah, it was fun.
I know, but that's what
But
I
that's what kids get to do if you're not waking up in the morning, sitting in front of the television, on a
true.
screen, playing games, right? Like, you get to be
Yeah,
creative,
right.
and I feel sad for children who don't get that.
We would put on plays for people, and my mom's friends would come over, and we put on a play one time because we got robes. My robe was red, yours was blue, and we just put on a play called Fire Water, and I'll be honest,
That was
mom's
good.
friends are
That
really
was damn good.
girl, all we did was go, "Fire, water,
Yes.
fire," and we, like, ran around the house, "Fire, water," and everybody was like, but you know what? Fast forward to a few years later, and we were the stars at St. Elizabeth Ann Seton in Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
I wasn't really the star, you were the
Girl,
star.
you were the narrator.
But that was year 2.
You were
Year 1, I got pulled aside, and they said I had tried out for all the roles, and I was so excited, and all the singing roles, and Layla got to be the Pharaoh,
Oh, yeah, I brought the house down,
and
y'all.
Pharaoh in Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, if you ever go back and see that play, the Pharaoh is like it was like Elvis. The Pharaoh is a big deal.
Yeah, it's true.
So the parents my mom was one of the parents who was, like, doing the auditions and running the show, and they gave everybody had their part to think, like, Monica, whose voice was amazing, she was the
Yeah,
narrator.
Teresa
Oh,
Melia was
Teresa
Joseph.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So she had a beautiful voice, and so she
Oh,
got
yeah, she had a voice of an
so
angel.
after all the roles were given out, the parents call me into the room, and I'm like,
You remember
"Okay,
this.
like, what role could it possibly be?" And they were like, "You are gonna be, Joseph's spirit in dance." And I was like, "I'm not singing?" And they're like,
And you
"No."
were a good singer.
And I no. And so I accepted that though. I was like, "Okay." Because that's the kind of kid I was. I wasn't like, I was like, "Okay, great." So they let me dance, and I did I was a pretty good dancer back then.
No,
So
you were an incredible
I did all
dancer.
the choreography. So
Yeah.
I was basically like
That's right,
this
you wore a white like, is it the white leotard and the white skirt, and you were like and you had
yeah,
on your
so
pointy toes.
yeah,
Oh,
so
pointer shoes.
yeah, so I was the spiritual manifestation of Joseph and his feelings.
And I was the pharaoh,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I remember when I will say,
You brought the house
I brought
down.
the house down. Remember everybody in the church was like
Yeah, you did.
I had, like, a pharaoh hat, and oh, yeah, it was good because remember I was explaining my dream
Yeah,
to Joseph, who could interpret it.
yeah,
That was amazing.
that was fun.
Yeah, that was good. I always knew I was gonna be the center of something. I always was. When I was in junior high, like, honestly, like, when someone's like, "Oh, you're the popular girl." I was not that popular girl. I was the most popular girl, but I wasn't what you saw in the movies in the '80s was, like, an annoying popular girl who wasn't nice. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, yes, yes.
Like, I was popular
'Cause you
because
were well known.
I was well known and I was nice to everybody.
Mhm.
So that's the reason why.
Yeah.
But when I would get on the bus, I would say I could describe it as someone going through, like, the red carpet and there's paparazzi on both sides.
I would say that this is a good way to describe what it would be like growing up with you as my
Okay.
sister,
Okay, let's go
because
for it.
I wasn't popular
Right.
and I didn't know a lot of people. And
You were good with it.
I still don't. I still don't know a lot of people. I still don't have a lot of friends, and I'm still not popular. But the best example of this will be when I went to college. So I went to University of Delaware, and I was there for 2 years or 1 year before you came?
I think you're on your 2nd year.
Okay, so 2nd year.
Yeah,
Okay, so I
maybe.
was in my 2nd year when
Yeah.
you came, and so I had been there a whole year. I had been at college an entire year, and University of Delaware was not really that big of a school.
Uh-uh.
And, at the time, I don't know now. So, Leyla comes the next year. She comes to my college as a student, of course.
Party.
And within about 3 weeks from the beginning of school, people were coming up to me and saying, "Oh my gosh, are you Layla's sister?"
'Cause I had not studied. I was
And I
like,
was
"Let's
like, "Wait a
party."
second. I've been here for an entire year." And
That's
first of all,
so
I was
funny.
never stopped by for anything. And then my sister comes in 3 weeks, I'm her sister.
That's
That's an
funny.
example of
I think it's my
what it's like to
personality,
be your
though.
sister.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, it's your
But
personality.
then
What else could it be? Your
but we're
ass?
all right, right. But I would say this, like, we are each other's biggest fans, but I will say, like, I have my own moral compass, right? But like, my husband calls my sister the Layla whisperer. Like, she's the one who can talk to me in a certain way and I get a point across or get me to think about something differently or whatever. But a lot of times, like, I'll call my sister all the time about a situation, and I'll explain it to her, and I know that she's not gonna bullshit me, and I know I can't sway her. I can't, um, make the conversation biased so that I could get an answer that works for me, even if it's not the right thing to do or whatever. And I just run everything by her. And sometimes I get mad because I'm like, well, I don't want to do the right thing. Like I don't want to, but I always do.
Yeah.
I just get mad about it. I get a little like feel like I'm a little kid again, and I like get all defensive about it, and then like I do exactly what she says. So,
Yeah.
but I think that's what's fun too. But if she like, but I like growing up, I would say like as an adult now, when I look back, I'm I thought you were the bee's knees, the shit, the bombs. I still do
Oh, thank you.
because you always like you're just methodical about things. You know when to bring an emotion, you know when not to, but you're not judgmental at all. And
That I take pride in. I
my
do not wanna be
friends, when
judgmental.
they meet you, they're just like, "Oh my god, I love her," because Monia's personality may not be as outward as mine, but the same core principles apply. Like, I'll introduce my friends to her, and they're like, "Oh my god, she's so nice. She's, like, so much fun to talk to. She's fun. She's silly." She's not, like, hyped up and, like, crazy energy, but those same principles apply, like, for the kindness or things like that. So I don't know, I think now, like, a lot of times, even when you're like sometimes because I do, like, social media and things like that, like, I'll say, "Oh, I'll make a video," and she's like, "Well, I don't really think you should say that." And I'm like, "Okay, well, here's the thing, like, I'm not you, you're not me, I'm still gonna do this, let it land." Right?
Yeah.
And it does, so I think we learn like that from each other, but I think everybody in life needs ammonia, quite frankly, and it's Monia. Monia, that's how you say her name. I call her Mo. She's, like, the best aunt as well, like, everybody has that person in the family who's, like, the staple, and who's, like, if there's tons of confusion, you're like, "Okay, hold up. We're gonna put this in this lane, we're gonna put this in this lane, and this in this lane, and guess what? We're all gonna get to the destination. So let's go." You
I
you
like that. That's a good
Yeah,
description.
you need someone like that.
Yeah.
But I, like, find it so much fun when we have our happy distractions because we can relate on that.
So, we have all those friendship things that we've gone over.
Yeah, yeah,
What
yeah.
was the first?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Don't
yeah.
say things, don't say mean things to your friend that other people have said. Don't repeat them.
Yes, apology should be authentic.
All yes.
Friendships should be,
Authentic and accepted. When somebody
accepted, right,
apologizes, you say, I hear you and thank you."
and your loyalty applies to your friend, not to your friend's ex-boyfriend, ex-husband,
Yes.
or even current.
Right.
I mean, I'm just
Exactly,
saying
or
because you
even
never
current.
know who's gonna be
Even
an
current.
ex.
It's
I
to your friend.
Yeah, I
You
think
are
that's,
loyal
like
to your friend.
yeah,
Yes.
totally true, and then I would also say for sisters, could we give some sister advice?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, what would we say?
I would say don't judge your sister. Don't don't be judgmental of your sister and accept them for who they are and their personalities and don't try to make them like you. The thing that's cool about being sisters with someone is that they are different from you.
Oh,
That they
yeah, I
have
love
shared
it.
experiences, right? Like we have the same
Yes.
parents, we grew up in the same house, but we're different people and I
Yes.
like that we're different people. I don't
Same.
want all my sisters to be the same. I have another sister as well. We have another sister
Yeah, Andrea,
and
she's amazing.
she's different from both of us.
Yeah,
So I think that we appreciate people for who they are. And that can be
100%.
said of sisters, but it could be said of friends. It could be said of strangers. Go ahead and appreciate people for who they are. Don't judge them. Don't try to pigeonhole them into a category.
Right.
That's not necessary. And I think this applies to your children too,
Oh, yeah.
right? Like
That's so true.
the children are all different and
Mhm.
we have to appreciate them for who they are.
Yeah.
Right? And
Yeah.
they're gonna have different strengths, they're gonna have different weaknesses, but appreciate and understand them for who they are.
And honestly, everybody always says, "Be kind, be nice." But seriously, be kind,
Be
be
nice.
nice, and never exclude somebody.
Yeah. That's good, that's a good one. Don't create friendships based on excluding of other people.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
that's bad.
Because if you're doing that as an adult, you're just missing out on, like, experiencing incredible things with other people and opportunities to meet people who are unlike you,
Agreed,
you know?
agreed.
And I think that's how we all do that. So,
Yeah.
well, guess what?
What?
I think we just taped our first show together.
Our first sister
I
show.
know. We'll have to tell them about, like, when you were to, like, Europe and, like, some of the different things that we discovered. Like, my sister went to Europe, I went to Europe, I come back, I'm obsessed with foods and pickpocketers and things like that, and I'm online, and she's just enjoyed her trip,
Right.
and she's like, "I'm good." But that's called hyperfocus. But
Yeah.
anyway,
We'll discuss that next time too.
I can't wait. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that sounds so funny. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is concludes another episode of Happily. I used to do that all the time. When people would I'd be like, "Coming to a theater near you." I don't know why I would just do that,
You're
and
actually good at it.
I never even wanted to but who
They
does
should
that?
hire you.
You think?
Yeah.
I'm quitting my job.
Yeah.
So glad I went to college for that. So, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes another episode of Happily Distracted. Bye. We always
Bye.
do this. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. That's it for Happily Distracted. I'm Leyla. I put the HD in ADHD. Hit subscribe and come party with me next time.